Hi, my name is Kathy Anderson. I'm a clinical social worker.
Nice to meet you.
How are you doing today?
I'm a little pissed off today
Okay, why are you so upset?
because,
Do you have problems getting here?
yeah, I did. And the parking was horrible. Couldn't find
I'm
a
sorry
spot.
about
And
that.
then it was really expensive, and I have no money.
Okay, and we'll work towards, I'll help you pay for it. It's going to be alright.
Okay.
Before we get started today, I would like to take some notes and record some of the interview so that it helps me look back at it and access what we talked about and remember and better ways to help you for next time. Will that be okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
So what brings you in today?
I'm a drug addict, so I've been doing drugs since I was 10. I've been to every single foster home you could imagine since I was like 2.
What types of drugs have you been doing?
I do everything from pot to meth.
Are you on anything currently?
I haven't done meth in a week, so
Okay.
I'm probably going through withdrawals too. That's probably another reason why I'm so angry today.
Well, we can work on helping you with that.
Okay.
Tell me more about your childhood and the foster homes you were raised at.
Well, I was in a foster home because I was abused by my parents. They beat me.
How old were you when all this occurred?
I was 2 when I went to the foster home, so I was pretty young.
Do you remember any of the?
No.
Okay.
But let's see. When I was 10 was when I started doing drugs, and then I started out with pot, and the high wasn't enough, so I just kept
Who
going.
was involved?
Huh?
Who was involved when you were doing these drugs? Who was there with you?
Just like my friends.
Oh.
So, yeah. And then when I was 12, I got pregnant. I had my first kid, Noah, who's now 13. And then when I was 15, I had my second kid, Angelica, when I was 15. I already said that, sorry. She's 10 now. And then I just had another kid a couple years ago. I was 23, and Katie's now 2. So.
Do you have any outside help from their fathers or anything else?
No, their fathers aren't in their lives. I just go from guy to guy, like whoever can support my drug habits.
Okay. You can definitely look into getting you some help for helping you with resources for your children.
I don't know if I want help yet. I don't know.
Okay. Do you think you have the ability to do basic needs for your children, like feeding them and taking them to school, or do you think that you would need help for that?
I probably need help because I just really don't give a shit about them right now.
Okay.
I've just been focusing on drugs, and that's like the #1 thing in my life right now.
Has anything that you shared with me, have you shared it with anyone else outside of this session?
No, not really. My mom made me come here though. My foster mom.
Okay.
I usually just call her mom, but yeah.
Has she been a positive influence on your life so far?
Yeah. Like, I mean, I haven't been in foster care obviously because I'm 25 right now.
Mm-hmm.
But my last one, she was really caring, and she tried to stay in my life, like, you know.
So she stuck with you?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that you can get a lot of positive impacts from having her in your life. Is there anything else that has been a problem lately or no?
Well, I mean, like, just the withdrawals, the drug withdrawals, and then dealing with my kids. I don't know. Noah's gonna start doing drugs soon, probably, if he hasn't already. Same with Angelica.
Any indications that they have come into contact with any drugs or thing to go with that?
Well, I found drug paraphernalia in Noah's room like a month ago.
Did you say anything to him or bring it up?
No, I didn't.
Well, why wouldn't you bring it up to him? Were you afraid?
I don't know. I really don't care. I don't know, because I was doing it since I was 10, so I just don't care.
Do you think it's okay if your son follows your drug habits?
Probably not.
Well, is there anything you'd like to do to help him stay away from drugs and continue going to school and further his education?
Well, like, he usually doesn't go to school either that much, but I don't know. I guess I really need to I need to stop doing drugs so then that doesn't happen to them, you know? So.
Where's your 2-year-old during all of this?
Well, my foster mom, she kind of watches her sometimes, so, yeah. Because she does daycare, too, on top of being a foster parent. So.
How do you feel about your mother taking care of your child while you're out doing drugs?
I trust her a lot. I don't care. I mean, I'm sure she can handle her, and she's good with her. I mean, she's good with me, you know, so she's probably good with her.
Do you think it's part of her responsibility, though, to take care of her while you're...
No, probably not.
I can tell you're very frustrated, and I can empathize with you. And I think there's a couple things that we should probably tackle first. One of those would be to help you get off the drugs. The drugs is a very big issue in this case. I'd also like to have you have your children in your life. I wouldn't want you to have your children put into foster care because of the effects of the drug habits and everything. So I think that a really good plan for you would be to have you look into different drug treatment plans. And if you
Do I have to pay for those?
No, we can get you something that will be doable for you to do.
Am I going to get in trouble with the cops or like the law?
As far as my understanding, I believe that you shouldn't, as long as you go in there with the intention of becoming clean. It's going to be hard. We're going to have to find some resources and places for your children to go during the time that you're there. Do you think that your mother would be okay taking care of your children?
Yeah, she probably would be.
How do you think your children will react to this with you being gone?
I don't know. I don't know if they'll miss me. I mean, you know, I've never really talked to them, so.
What do you mean you don't really talk to them?
I don't know. I'm always doing drugs, so like I just come home. You know.
Do you think that your children seeing you on drugs all the time will affect their growth and how they're going to look at their childhood?
Yeah, probably.
Did you like the way that you were raised in your foster home? Or do you wish that there was ways?
Well, I mean, like, the drugs weren't really part of the foster home. Like, I went out and saw the drugs, so, I mean, I probably would have been fine in the foster homes, but I kept getting kicked out, and then my last foster mom, she was really caring and understanding, and, you know, she kept me, you know.
Did she understand the drugs that you were doing?
I don't know. She might know a little bit, but you know, like I don't really talk to her about it that much. So, like, I usually try and lie to her and tell her like I'm not as bad as what I actually am. You know.
Okay.
So.
Did she know about you being on drugs when you were a child in her household, like before you got to her house? She might have. I think it was probably in my like case file. Okay.
So.
There's a lot of things that we talked about today. And I'd like to know what you would think would be the first problem you'd like to solve.
Getting off the drugs, for sure. Just start caring about my life and my kids and getting a job, you know. Stop relying on my foster mom for everything.
Okay, so I think the first thing that's most important is to get your children into a safe environment. I would suggest that you take your children to your foster mother while you go to rehab, which will help you get off these drugs.
Okay.
You can make the decision. I'd like you to do it fairly fast, within the next 24 hours if all possible, because your children being around drugs is not an okay thing, and I would hate for you to lose your children as your biological parents have. Another thing about making yourself feel better, I'm sure that when you're going to this rehab, depending on if you go to one that you inpatient or outpatient, I would think that inpatient would be best for you, so you don't have any of the outside factors. If you go to an inpatient state area, they'll probably have activities for you to help you make you feel better. I would like you to keep a journal. You don't have to write it in every day, every once in a while. Take some time before you go to bed and just write about the positives and things that you did well that day. Next time you come and talk to me, I'm hoping that you will have a nice understanding of the positive things that you've done.
Like treatment and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
And hopefully you'll be far enough. If you do outpatient, you'll be able to come see me as much as you'd like. Inpatient, I'll probably have to come to you, or you'll have counselors there.
Okay.
Okay? It's nice meeting you.
Yeah, you too.